The descent into static began not with a dive, but with a sudden leaden plummet. The knight and Merlin sank like stones, propelled into the depths by the sheer, unexpected force of the kitten's magic. Down they went, past the familiar coolness of the lake's surface, breaking through the thermocline into something else entirely. This wasn't water. It was Dada. Heavy, thick, and humming, with a strange energy that pressed in on them from all sides. It wasn't wet, but it was suffocating. They moved through the phantom streets of Old Cedar Creek, now submerged and distorted. The once sturdy 19th century buildings, their wooden frames rotted and warped, were now haunted by ghostly neon signs. These signs flickered with an unnatural light, advertising products and places from a future that had no right to exist here in this drowned past. The digital glow cast long, dancing shadows against the ancient decay, creating a scene of impossible contradiction. And there, at the heart of the temporal storm, was the Ozark Witch. Her long blonde hair didn't float in the current. It drifted around her like pale, ethereal smoke. She stood as a living dam against a tide of chronological chaos. Her hands were pressed flat against a glowing object, the future anchor the source of this entire mess. Her own immense, otherworldly power was the only thing holding it in check, the only barrier preventing a temporal detonation that would tear reality apart. But she wasn't alone. Circling her, lunging from the oppressive darkness, were the shadow forms. They were distorted, low-resolution silhouettes of things that had yet to be born, creatures of a future that should not be. Their forms glitched and shifted, their movements jerky and unnatural as they attacked the witch, trying to break her concentration, to shatter the dam. A Black Knight didn't waste a second. He moved with a purpose that defied the crushing weight of the Data Sea. His broadsword, a relic of a bygone age, swung in a wide, shimmering arc. The blade wasn't cutting through water. It was shearing through the very code of the digital shadows, slicing them apart as if they were made of the finest silk. Each swing left a trail of dissipating light, a momentary void in the darkness. At the same time, Merlin acted. He slammed the base of his ancient wooden staff into the silt-covered street. The impact sent out not a ripple of water, but a shockwave of pure, primal earth magic. The wave radiated outwards, a pulse of raw, terrestrial power that froze the attacking shadow forms in their tracks, trapping them in a moment of distorted time. Just then, a voice, sharp and clear, cut through the suffocating static. "Hold the line." It was Rosemary, her voice broadcast from the shore, relayed through BROS speakers and piercing the digital gloom. It was the command they were waiting for, the final piece of their desperate plan. In a single coordinated strike, the knight lunged forward. With all his might, he drove the point of his broadsword deep into the very heart of the glowing future anchor. A piercing scream tore from the Ozark Witch, but it wasn't one of pain. It was a scream of raw power, of focused will. As the anchor fractured, she grabbed hold of the catastrophic explosion of energy, her body a conduit. Instead of letting it erupt outwards and obliterate the timeline, she directed the entire force downwards, driving it deep into the earth below, grounding the paradox, neutralizing the threat. On the surface, the lake erupted. A blinding flash of violet light shot into the sky, a silent, violent testament to the battle won in the impossible depths below. The water roiled and churned, then slowly began to settle. The static was gone. The timeline was safe. Thanks for tuning into the story today. If you enjoyed this chapter of the adventure, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Drop a comment below and let me know your favorite part. We'll see you in the next one.